First of all, welcome everybody. I'll introduce myself just now, and I'll introduce Bea, our guest speaker, as well just now. Just a few house rules, what we're going to do. First of all, this session is recorded. Secondly, we've got Jan that is muting everybody, so please make sure that you stay muted and that your computer or your camera is off. It just assists with the strength of the webinar. All right, that's it. Now, people, before I share the screen and before I introduce Bea, what we're going to do is that if you do have questions, please type your question in the chat or the chat box. And then at the end of the session, I will read the questions to Bea, and then we will discuss it. I want to make it clear that the whole purpose of today's meeting is that it is coffee with Bea, the Deputy Master. And the whole idea is just to sit back. You can see she's having her coffee already. Let's chat and find out from Bea, from their side, how things are going, etc. I'm going to share my screen now. Okay, people, everybody, welcome to this webinar. I'm really excited to hear what Bea is going to share with us. As you can see, I call it Coffee with the Deputy Master of the High Court, Johannesburg, Mrs. Bea Van Wyk. Bea, thank you. I'll introduce you just now. Secondly, I'm Jan Jordaan. I'm the director of Jan L Jordaan Attorneys. There you can see my telephone number, my email address, and our website. On the right-hand corner, you'll see that we are celebrating our 30 years anniversary this year, 30 years of being in the practice, practicing for my own account. Right, people, our firm, Jan L Jordaan, on the left-hand side, you can see that's our building here in Benoni. I think you can clearly see that our corporate color is orange. We are specialists in the administration of deceased estates. We welcome referrals. We've got a referral fee that you're welcome to discuss with us. We also do deceased estate property transfers. We've got a whole team focusing on that. We also have a person going to the master's office 2-3 times a week in Johannesburg and once in Pretoria. We also do wills. We do wills at no charge, so you're always welcome to contact us if you want to have a will done by us. We also do transfers of properties. We conveyances, we register bonds, we cancel bonds. We're on the panel of ABSA, FNB, Nedbank, and Standard Bank. We do antenuptial contracts. Then we also do trust. We register trust, we cancel trust, we amend trust, and we also act as independent trustees. You're always welcome to contact us if you need any of these services. Now it's my absolute privilege to introduce Mrs. Bea Van Wyk. Bea is the Deputy Master of the High Court in Johannesburg. She's got an LLM degree, and she's an admitted attorney and conveyancer. That in itself says a lot. She's got a certificate in deceased estates through UNISA. She was the assistant master from 2011 till 2021. She's the deputy master currently in Johannesburg since 2021. Years ago, when I met Bea, it was via emails, etc. One of the things that impressed me of Bea is that she said to me, I congratulate her on the good work she's been doing, and she said to me she made a decision to be at the master's office because she wanted to make a difference. Bea, I can assure you, you're making a huge difference, and thank you for that. So Bea is an esteemed legal professional with years of experience in the field. She possesses an in-depth knowledge of the inner workings of the master's office. Bea is passionate about addressing the challenges faced by executors in providing practical solutions to enhance efficiency and effectiveness in the administration of estates. Bea, welcome. thank you. And what we've done is we basically posed a few questions to Bea. It's about 3 or 4 pages, and Bea is going to discuss question by question. Bea, thank you, and lovely to have you as our guest speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Jordaan, for that lovely introduction. I think it's weird for people to see that my name is actually Bea, because I go by the name of Beatrice, which is a lot more English in Johannesburg. But Bea is what I'm known as, or B for the English people. Thank you for the opportunity for me to discuss what goes on in the master's office. That was also actually one of the reasons I wanted to work here, is to understand the process. And I can assure you there is a process in this office. It took me a couple of years, but I do understand it. But I also am here to discuss the challenges that we have. So I was appointed about a month as a deputy master when we had the ransomware attack. This forced the whole Department of Justice to be offline for 7 weeks. After we came back online, our system has not been stable. We had a WhatsApp ICMS group created for ICMS issues. I think you've all heard before that the Home Affairs link is down. We are constantly posting our problems on the WhatsApp group where there's technicians that are assisting us. But bear in mind, when we are offline from Home Affairs, we cannot check that the person is indeed deceased, which means we cannot register any estates. So that is one of our main concerns there. Then we have runners. It seems like every week there's new ones coming in, taking files to officials that should not be assisting with a specific number. This creates the situation where runners take files to officials that should not be assisting on a specific estate number. And we are not able to locate the files timelessly because files are held in offices of officials by runners. And then touters. We have touters approaching our clients in the queues, charging them to obtain an appointment letter, which is supposed to be done free of charge by our office. We are attending to branding so that we can warn clients, because previous posters were all ripped off. So that is currently one of our biggest concerns, is that they are targeting the vulnerable people at our ground floor appointment section while they are queuing to be helped. Then load shedding. Everyone's aware of load shedding. I just want to give an example. During stage 6 load shedding, our office could only work for about 3 hours per day. So as it took time for our systems to come back online after load shedding, it could take up to an hour for us to get back online. So that's 3 hours, 3 times 5, 15 hours of work a week. So that is, I would say, one of the biggest challenges at the moment. I'm actually quite surprised that load shedding has been reduced, but it will come back. It will be with us for a while. So you're asking about load shedding, our implications, possible solutions. Load shedding, our building does not have a generator or inverter. So when there is load shedding, we cannot work at all. We also cannot allow members of the public in the building, as it is dark and dangerous, and accidents can happen, people can fall down. We have, however, escalated this matter to the Office of the Chief Master and the Director General at national level. And it appears that a task team was appointed to look at possible solutions, especially given that we are the busiest office in the country. So right now, there's no indicated time frame on when a solution will be available, but it's definitely in the pipeline. Okay, then transitioning to an online masters portal. I know some of the stakeholders were invited towards the end of March 2023. The pilot was for the online registration of estates. Now, some of the stakeholders, I think there was about 26, were registered. It's not yet been open to the public. I have been, however, informed that within, I would say, the next few weeks, we will be making our self-service on floor 2 available. to our professional stakeholders. So there will be an invitation going out to JAA and SAICA for 3 days. Obviously, we'll have allocated time slots for you to come in and to register online. We'll also have IT support there that day. This will be to monitor how many estates we can register and what the capacity will be. Okay, so, but this will only be for professional members. It's not yet open to the public. This is basically to see that after the 3 days, if all goes well, we're hoping that the online registration will then become fully operational. Okay, then how executives can assist the master's office. Again, runners, if you're going to use a runner, make sure he or she is reliable and not bribing officials to get the work done. Corruption is a two-way street. I feel like if members can stop or runners can stop paying, we can somehow curb the corruption. I know it's always going to be there, but this is really a big concern. We're an office, we're supposed to be helping free of charge. We're supposed to be helping the vulnerable. So I'm very passionate about trying to get rid of this or rid of these officials. So please, if you ever come across it, please report it to me. Then I think the most complaints we get is from the beneficiaries themselves. I would just ask the executives or the agents to please communicate with the beneficiaries, provide regular updates, give them a timeline of how long it will take. I know it's usually we're waiting for the master, but remember, it's the first time that a beneficiary is probably going through the administration of an estate. So please just give them regular updates, because that is the biggest complaint. We know we don't hear from the executor, and there's no feedback. He's not answering his phone. He's not answering his email. So if you can do that for us, that will assist. Then, thank you. If you are renouncing your nomination as executor, please ensure that you at least provide your client with the correct information and that you assist as well as you can to help your client complete the reporting documents. Now, my reason for this is the following. Clients get sent to an office with the only information they have is that they must collect the letters of authority. They come here, I don't know, was there a will lodged? Is it interstate? So please explain the process to them. Please provide the client with the stamped cover letter when you lodge your renunciation in order for us to assist and then direct the client to the correct department. Remember, the biggest thing with lodging wills without the copy of the applicant's ID is that we cannot register the estate on our ICMS, which means it cannot generate an estate number. So that is very important that we at least get a copy of the applicant's ID to register it, to place the estate number on the will, and then to move the will to the safe room. Okay, and then another thing that executives can assist us with is follow the correct escalation process with your complaints. I know you email Mr. Pule directly or you email the Office of the Chief Master. The correct procedure is to start with the relevant group. If you're not getting any assistance from the estate controller, then you escalate it to the assistant master and supervisor for that group. If that assistant master is not responding, then you escalate to the deputy master that oversees the section. And then if the deputy master is not assisting to it, then you can go to Mr. Pule. So we are 4 deputy masters, each with our own section. So like I say, you are always welcome to email us if there is complaints. But if you email the Office of the Chief Master, they're just going to email it right back to me. So if everyone can just please follow the correct escalation process. Then lost files, prevention and remedies, big problem. Okay, we have very exciting projects this year besides the online registration. A couple of months ago, all our older files from 2004 to 2012 were removed to an offsite facility. Now the files are scanned and they will be available on a digital platform. There are some of us that will have access to the digital platform, such as the chief admin clerk, the headmaster, the deputies, and we will be able to view these documents on the digital platform. So it will also be easier to obtain copies for clients because we can just print it from the system. We, however, will still need the original file if there's an amendment to the appointment letter or the physical file is required for whatever reason. The stakeholder has ensured that there will be a 24-hour turnaround time. So on a Friday, we will make a list of all the files we need from the offsite facility. And by the Tuesday, it will be hand delivered to our offices. So we're very excited now that finally our old files are going to be digitalized and access to them will be a lot easier. Then also why we cannot find files is, like I said previously, they're kept in offices where they should not be. So a directive was issued by our master a couple of months ago that officials are not allowed to work on numbers that are not allocated to their group. This is to ensure that files are not kept in offices where we cannot locate them. So now that the older files have been moved from floor 4, our next project is to move from the 2020, 2021, 2022, and 2023 files to floor 4 for easy location. To give an example, in the year 2022, we alone had 37,000 files. So it's good that we cleared up some space now so that we can have one central filing room that will be locked. So that also to prevent files from being removed. And then a remedy, the only remedy in the absence of barcodes for each file is to have them at a central point, like I said. So that is the filing room for easy location. Right now, there is no barcodes. It doesn't work the same as the deeds office. It would be ideal, but a central filing room seems to be the solution for now. Next slide. Okay, turnaround time for L&D query sheets. It used to be a little bit less, but now it's 21 working days after COVID. You're probably going to ask me what happens if the 21 working days have passed. I encourage you to lodge your accounts directly with the relevant admin clerk of the group instead of at the registry section on floor 5. Be sure to obtain a date stamp on your cover letter as proof of lodgement from the admin clerk. And then once you have that and the 21 days have passed, you can always make a follow-up, either with the relevant estate controller dealing with the number or with the assistant master who oversees the section. Then turnaround time for section 42.2s and copies, 7 working days, all depending if the file is located within this time frame. Obviously now with the ICMS, it makes it easier to print reporting documents from end of 2012, beginning 2013. We don't have a back office, so L&D accounts are not yet scanned. This will change once the online registration is successful and rolled out. Right, like I said, it's right now only in the pilot stage. Then all L&D accounts will also be scanned together with the vouchers and accompanying documents. Okay, then I did have a question earlier this week. Why do some officials request the L&D account when you lodge the section 42.2 application? Now, one reason is probably because the account is long overdue. And this is a way to ensure that you lodge the account. However, my argument is that you need the funds from the sale to continue the administration of the estate. So I suggest that when you lodge your section 42.2 application, that you also submit your request for an extension, well motivated, in terms of Regulation 6. Then another question was, in the account, that's where the examiner picks it up. It indicates that immovable property is sold. And in the query sheets, we ask for section 42.2. Now, the reason being is that the application is not on the file. The runner has taken this 42.2 application to an official or officials that are not authorized to attend to same. So the power of attorney to pass transfer is then endorsed without the file, and the section 42.2 application never reaches the file. That's why it's so important that if you are using runners, make sure that they take it to the relevant officials, because otherwise we won't have the section 42.2 on file. Okay, how long does it take to locate an older file? Like I say, older files is now considered 2004 to 2012. We will order it on the Friday to receive it on the Tuesday, and they are aiming for a 24-hour turnaround time. So we will start ordering files from next week. They did promise us that they will finalize the project by the end of June. So end of June is Friday. So then we can start ordering from Monday, the 3rd of July. I think the ordering will go through the office manager. We're not too sure yet, but you are always welcome to email me. And then I can forward it on to the relevant person. Okay. How long does it take to locate an older file? We've done that. How long do amendments of LOEs take? Same, 21 working days. There is a process on floor 5. If you've lodged your documents there for an amendment at the registry section, there's different admin clerks that deal with different numbers, like 8 and 9, 6 and 7, and so forth. You can always follow up with the admin clerk, because the admin clerk has to make sure that the file and the documents reach the relevant estate controller on floor 5. It is sometimes a longer process, because bear in mind that the officials on floor 5, besides assisting walk-in public, they also assist with all the posts that we receive on a monthly basis. But that's just one way to follow up. Like I say, it's still 21 working days, but if you know who to follow up with, then you can at least know where your file and the documents will be going. Next slide, please. Turnaround time for filing slips. I think there's a practice in the office to tell everyone 30 days. I don't know where that comes from. But I think it's because filing slips is not part of our APP. It's not like accounts that have to be examined within the 21 working days. But again, you are welcome to follow up with the relevant admin clerk to order the file. And if you've lodged your documents on floor 5, obviously the admin clerk will collect it there. Okay. Turnaround time to receive a file that has been ordered. What is the procedure if the file has not been found? Also, another practice that started in the office, they usually indicate that dummy file cannot be opened within 3 months from date of starting the search. The chief admin clerk also has the authority to authorize the opening of a dummy file, not the estate controller, not the assistant master, or the deputy master. It must be done through the chief admin clerk. So, as far as I could establish, there is no directive for this. So I would give the staff at least 1 month to search for the file. If the file still cannot be found, arrange with the relevant admin clerk that you can provide them with copies of the file to create a dummy file or a duplicate file, as we also refer to it. Now, what does a dummy file consist of? A dummy file will consist of everything, all your reporting documents, the copy of the accepted last will, if it's not scanned into the system, appointment letter, correspondence by the agent. So we have a front office, we will have the reporting documents scanned to the ICM system. It's the back office where you will have to lodge provide us with copies. So if the account was already lodged, then copies of the account together with attachments and your cover letter. So that's what the dummy file consists of.
Thank you, Bea. Excellent. I'm going to start with the questions, but before I do that, I'm just going to ask Kanya to explain this slide where we can get all the contact details. Kanya, can you unmute yourself and just explain to us how this works, please?
Sure. Hello, everyone. I'm Kanya. So with this QR code, if you're not sure how it works, you take your phone. You can do it now while looking at the screen if you're not on your phone. You just open your camera and then point it towards the QR code, and your phone should pop up with a link to say if you want to open the file. And then once you click open, it will then download the contact list for you.
Okay, great. Thank you, Kanya. I'm going to leave the screen So you can see it, and then we're going to start with the questions. Bea, you still there?
Yes, I am.
Good. Before, remember, people, I said in the beginning, we're not going to deal with individual files and individual problems, okay? So let's start with the first question. Good morning. I have 2 estates where I need assistance, as the examiners in Johannesburg's master's office is just not doing anything. I would like to get in contact with Mrs. Van Wyk directly to assist me with these 2 matters. That's Olivia. Olivia, if you scan and you get the contact details, you'll get Bea's email address there. Bea, there's a question: how do I join the WhatsApp group?
The WhatsApp group, is it the one that I referred to, the ICMS?
Yes.
Okay, no, that one is just for officials.
Okay. All right. Thank you. What's the number of the WhatsApp group? Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Jan, for hosting this session. Please, can Bea Van Wyk discuss the new QR code letters of executives of appointments, i.e. in an instance where there are 3 or 4 executives nominated, do all their names appear on the letter of executiveship? That question comes from, sure, I can't pronounce that name, Quarisha. Bea?
Okay, so the QR code, we're actually very excited about this, because if you open your camera and you scan it, it takes you to our web portal where it says to you the QR code is valid, number 1, and that this is the latest version of the appointment letter. And then it gives you the details of the executives. So if there's 3 appointed, all 3 names should be there. If we've had it before that somebody has taken a letter to the bank, the QR code says it's not the latest document, then obviously they must email the office manager so that we can investigate why another appointment was made.
All right. I hope that answers your question. Next one from Marcel. Would the WhatsApp group details be circulated? Okay, so that's not, that's just for the officials. Will the online from JP Venter, will the online portal be open for FISA members?
Right now, I don't think so, but it's always a question I can pose to Mr. Leonard Pule, because I know there's also some confusion if a FISA member can act as an agent. So that's something I will discuss with him.
Right. Jodette, good morning. In the event that the property is being sold out of the estate, I suppose, and an heir refuses to cooperate by providing her consent for the sale, is there a way around this to obtain a master's endorsement as the heirs are hindering the administration? That's obviously section 47, Bea, if you can guide us there.
That's a section 47, then that's where there's a non-consenting beneficiary. You first must lodge, there is a template for the section 47 to tell us what, are you going to sell public, auction or private sale? Then we give you the consent for the manner and conditions. So it's important to note that the executor still sells the property. We only consent to the manner and conditions. And then after the section 47 application, you will obviously sell the property, will receive the section 42.2. And in terms of PAJA, we still have to write to this beneficiary for their reasons for refusal, but you will then get the endorsement.
Thank you. Laura, just a moment. Laura.
Sorry, my email address is not correct on the I just want to repeat it. It's DE, so Delta Echo VAN WYK @justice.gov.za.
Okay, Kanya, can you put it on the chat, or Jean, put it on the chat box so that everybody can see it, please? Bea, just repeat that again.
So it's DE VAN WYK @justice.gov.za.
Okay. All right, that's from Laura. She says, good day. We'd just like to find out if the stakeholders are attorneys, and if so, how does one be put on the stakeholders communication list so we can register on the online portal when available, if it is for attorney offices?
I know that Johannesburg Attorneys Association has a WhatsApp group and the Pretoria Attorneys Association WhatsApp group. So I think that would be a starting point.
Yeah, I think she's asking about the online portal, and it's not open to everybody yet, no, yeah?
No, it will be within, I think this month, we will be sending the invite to the JAA and SAICA to the professional members to allow them to come in for 3 days to register online. So if you're a member of one of these bodies of authority, then you'll get the invite.
Yeah. Then Kathy, she asked, do you have any information about the situation at the Cape Town Master's Office? There appears to be staff shortages. Letters of executorships are not being issued timelessly, as well as LOAs for trusts. Do you know anything about what's going on in Cape Town, Bea?
No, I don't. I only deal with Cape Town Master because I do the waivers in our office. And then I usually deal with the headmaster, Mrs. Agalas.
So you're not aware of anything going on there. How long should we wait before we're escalating complaints? That's from Marissa Vermeulen.
I think if after the 21 working days you have not received a reply, just please follow up with the relevant estate controller. They usually will tell you, please give us 3 days or so. But I think after that, then you can escalate.
Yeah.
If
Olivia, sorry, Bea?
if there's no feedback.
Yeah. Olivia's asking, why do you not rather just do the digitalization of all new estates instead of the old ones? Is there a specific reason for that?
The new ones are already scanned to the ICMS system. Remember, the ICMS system only started in December 2012. So
Yeah.
from that date onwards, it's already on the ICMS system and scanned. But any file before that, we only worked on paper files.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Thank you. Sandra, will the online registration of trust be rolled out next? Any timeline?
Not that I'm aware of.
Pauline is asking, regarding the files moved off-site, I've heard that the master's computer system is not compatible with the outside company. How will this be resolved?
I haven't heard of that one, but we are all receiving training on this. And we have all received our links for the digital platform, and I am able to access it.
Okay. Next question, can we some reporting organigram with contact details for escalation? That's exactly what this QR code is all about. You can see exactly what it's basically an organogram that you can follow. Arissa, how do we find out which official works with which numbers?
Okay, we have updated our telephone list. I have asked our switchboard operator. It's been sent to be uploaded to our website. I was part of it because we've had some officials that was moved. So behind each official, you'll see the number like 2 or 3. So if your estate number ends with a 3 before the slash, then you know it's this official. So the updated telephone list should be available soon on the website.
Where will we find that, Bea?
Under contacts, if you go to the
on the website.
Yeah, justice.gov.za under contact.
Yeah, that's the same. This is the QR code that we
we've just
updated.
We've just updated it because of the movement of some officials.
Question from Mariette. Will Mrs. Van Wyk be discussing the submission of beneficial ownership registers for trust? I've been trying to submit a file without success. Also, some trusts do not appear on the search function on ICMS, so we cannot get the URN and file numbers. Can some guidance be given, please?
You know what,
about dissolved beneficial ownership.
Yes, I've heard of it. I'm however not in the trust section. So it would be best if they email Ms. Masina Ntabiseng, who's the deputy for trusts.
Just give those 2 names again, please.
It's Ms. Masina Ntabiseng. Or not, Ntabiseng, sorry, is the first name, Masina. So N and then MASINA at justice.gov.za.
Mariette, you should be able to get that on this QR code with all the contact details as well. Let's see the next question. That's Olivia. There are numerous files, estates that do not come up on the ICMS system. So ICM is basically not helpful at all. Your comments on that, Bea?
Which files, which years also is she referring to?
Okay, obviously we're not live with it, or we are live, but you explained that all the files until 2012, I think you said, no?
Yes.
They've been scanned now, they've been putting on the ICMS system, and everything from 2012 will be on that system.
Yeah, between 2004 and 2012, it will be on a digital platform.
Okay.
And then from December 2012, it will be on the ICMS. It's already scanned.
The digital platform might sound stupid. How do you get the information on that?
That's where you have to provide us with your estate number. And if you need the physical file, we'll order on a Friday to receive on the Tuesday.
Okay, I'm with you. Okay. All right. Yeah, she's mentioning, I scroll down, she's mentioning 22 and 23. Is that possible? She's saying that there are estate files that's not on, and the files is 22, 23.
Are they not scanned?
It sounds, that's what I can.
Yeah, there is a backlog with the scanning. It's also due to the load shedding to system problems. But we are happy to report that we have received 7 new scanners that will be installed this week. So we should be attending to the backlog soon.
All right. Here's a question from Olivia again. It's all about communication. I've been waiting since October 22 for my one query sheet. I'm in Cape Town, need to appoint a runner to follow up. The estate controller and AM does not reply to emails, neither does Mr. Pule. I don't know if you've got a solution there. Yeah.
That will be Mr. Joseph Sapaka. He attends to group 2 to 5. I'm helping with group 1, which is all the files ending with 0 and 1.
Okay. So if you download this or scan this QR code, Olivia, hopefully you will get the right person who you can speak to. Pauline, are we allowed to go up to the offices and hand in correspondence? I thought that we were only allowed to hand in letters, documents at reception. What is the arrangement?
Okay, some of the groups do allow you to lodge directly the L&D account with them. It's only after that, if you want proof of distribution, that some of them won't accept it, then you have to go to the registry section. And also your amendments for appointment letters will have to be lodged at the registry.
Okay, here's a question from, I'm just going to call her Sinte. Sorry, Sinte, I can't pronounce that name. If we lodge the L&D with the person dealing with the file, do we request the file first or just lodge with the person?
You lodge with the relevant admin, because they will then locate the file and put the documents together to be handed to the relevant estate controller or assistant master.
All right. Again, Pauline, is it possible to find out who is responsible for making copies at the master's office in Cape Town? No, Pauline, I think Bea has answered that. And I'm sure if you go and check the master's contact list, you will find it in Cape Town's contact list as well, Bea.
Yes.
On the website. Yeah.
Yes, all the master's offices are there.
Sabrina, she's asking, we have an issue with a matter on an estate that was prior to 204. How can that file be located? There's a thumbs up mark, so I'm sure you've answered her question. Carl,
just sorry, under 2004, people must bear in mind that our office only opened during June 2004. Yeah. So it's not to say it will be with us. It could be Pretoria Master then.
Okay, that's interesting.
And they must check on the SETI system for the older files.
What system?
SETI.
SETI, okay. Carl, can the master not send a query sheet via email as well as the original in order to reduce missing documents and delays?
I've been saying this for years. Yeah, I still don't know. I mean, the post office is non-functional. Yeah, I encourage my group one to do it, but I still see collection boxes outside of offices, and I think only if there's a directive from our master will that change. So I think that's something that I'll also take up with him, because I really don't see the point of posting where we can email it.
Thank you, Bea. I told you guys she's there to make a difference. Olivia, I agree that they should really start corresponding via email. Thank you. How do we get a list of the chief admin clerks? It's on this QR code, Pauline. Kathy, how can we follow up with the admin staff on queries when correspondence is not replied to when visiting the master's office? We have to make an appointment to see. Sorry, we have to. Where now? I'm going to read again. How can we follow up with the admin staff on queries when correspondence is not replied to and when visiting the master's office, we have to make an appointment to see the admin staff? This is Cape Town. Again, Kathy, I don't think Bea is in a position to answer Cape Town queries. Dolores, hello Dolores. Has the Johannesburg's master's telephone list been updated? And where can we obtain that? I think that's been answered. Pauline, is the contact list only for Johannesburg or all master's office? Pauline, it's for the one that you're going to scan here is just for Johannesburg. You're welcome to go into the website of the master's website and you'll get all the information there. W. Fisser, what is the turnaround time for letters of executorship? Have not received letters of executorship since January. Files are still in pre-registration. We follow up weekly without results.
It's supposed to be 21 working days.
Okay, and if it hasn't been received, then they have to follow the escalation process.
Yeah, is it floor 5 or where did you lodge the documents?
W. Fisher, do you want to unmute yourself and just answer that? Bea would want to know what floor it is. Okay, let's move on. To add, I'm referring to the master of Cape Town. We can't answer my master's office in Cape Town's questions. What is the situation with the trust area? Have files been sent scanning as well as turnaround times to receive LAs? Bea has answered that before. She's not in the trust department. Bea, who's the deputy master in the trust department, the trust section?
It's also Ms. Ntabiseng Masina.
Yes. Okay. Jenny Fenter, we really battled to get filing slips in requests are sent for months and sometimes years. Can the staff please be advised on the importance of a filing slip, especially when bonds of security must be cancelled? Your comment?
Yes, I know with bond of securities that is quite crucial. Otherwise, you keep on paying. With that one, I'm not deputy of the examinations, but I would think order the file from the admin clerk and then ask that it be taken to the assistant master so that they can reduce the bond to null.
Okay. That's why this scanning of this master's contact list, I think, is vitally important. Pauline, are QR codes being used at master's office in Cape Town? Inga, the QR code's not always very clear when printing. Can it be done? Can it be made bigger on the doc, please? Is it possible?
Something I'll have to ask the IT department.
Okay, so you look into that. Olivia, is the email address d.de.klerk? I've sent several mails and it comes back undelivered. No, I don't think it's d.de.klerk. Bea, just give that again.
It's Bea Van Wyk. So Delta Echo, Victor Alpha November Whiskey.
Justice. Yeah. Van
Yankee.
Wyk. Your surname, your initials, DE and Van Wyk.
Yeah, it's my second name is being used. Desiree. That's why it's confusing. So it's DE.
Yes. All right. Dolores, good morning. With regard to the QR system, have all the financial institutions been informed of this? Some banks and banking clerks are not aware of this. I usually send the master's directive with the LOE, but they are still skeptical about the system. Dolores, that's exactly what we do as well. And I don't think we really had problems, but Bea, your comments?
Yes, the Office of the Chief Master did inform all stakeholders. I think the banks are just hesitant because it's not signed anymore, the letters of executorship. But and it's a new thing. So, but I do agree. Do send the directive with your with your letter.
Everybody there, thank you, Bea. Kanya has given us the address of Bea, DE Van Wyk at justice.gov. No, it's not 100% correct. It goes further. It's .gov.za. Yeah, that is correct.
Justice.gov.
Bea, that's correct, isn't it?
Yeah, it's DE Van Wyk at justice.gov.za.
Yeah, perfect. Dina, hi Bea. Did you say we can lodge the documents directly with the admin clerk of the relevant section and not registry? Can you just give us info on this details?
Yes, as far as I know, L&D accounts can be lodged directly with the admin clerks. They only become more difficult when it's post, such as your filing slips, your proceed to distribute. That has to be lodged on floor 5. But L&D accounts can be lodged with the admin clerk of each relevant group.
Right, thanks. Thanks for the question, Dina, and answer. Yeah. How does one access a file prior to 2004?
You have to, I think, start at the Pretoria Master and then ask them to check Massetti. There is an administration clerk there that's quite helpful, Ms. Letty Hoffman.
Yeah. Thank you. Then Stacy says, she's saying, the problem we have found with following up with the estate controllers is that we don't get relevant answers, and us and our clients end up waiting a ridiculous amount of time to get relevant answers. I don't know if you can answer that, Bea.
Okay.
I'm sure they must just escalate it then. No?
Escalated to the assistant master because they are the supervisors. They oversee the work of the estate controllers. So yeah, escalated to the assistant master, especially where there is some issues that need to be resolved, which you want to discuss.
Mariette says, thank you, Sabrina. How does one get access to files older than 2004? That was answered. Zola, I'm not sure if this has been addressed, but will these changes apply to all the master's offices countrywide? Not sure what changes she's referring to. Most probably the portal, etc. It
could be the letters of appointments coming out of the QR code. So it is nationwide.
Is it nationwide?
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned.
And Bea, the lodgement, is that that we're going to do it on via the portal? Is that going to be national as well, or just the Johannesburg Deeds Office, Master's Office?
For now, it's Johannesburg. It's also Durban is involved, but for now, it's being piloted Johannesburg and Durban, and then at the later stage, it will be Cape Town. Yeah. Much later.
So again, Bea?
At a much later stage, then after, because for now we're only doing for the professional members, and if this is a success at our office, then it will be rolled out to the other offices and then open to the members of the public. Okay,
thank you. Scott mentioned here that the contact list that they downloaded is for dated April 2022. Bea has mentioned it that she's updated it and she sent it to the relevant parties to update the website. Bea, if you'll do us a favor, just make sure that they're updated, please.
Yes, I will follow up with switchboard.
Okay, here's a question from Richard. Any feedback regarding the Pretoria office's issues with offsite files? I don't think Bea is in the position to answer that. Maybe the next webinar is to get the Chief Master hold of him or her and ask all these questions. Karen Stein, do I understand correctly that all submissions are scanned? If so, why do we need to provide dummy files when files are lost? Could the soft copies not be used by officials?
Like I said, front office is scanned, not the back office. And because of scanning backlog, also it's possible that because the file can't be located, we need copies from the clients.
Liana's asking, what is the Massetti system?
Massetti is for all your older files. Because remember, the ICMS phase 2 system only was rolled out in December 2012. So Massetti will basically just show you, you have to have the full names and the surname of the deceased, and then it will show it's with each other. So you have to check with the relevant office. And then on the web portal, we can only check for estates that was registered from 2008.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know about the rest of the people, the participants. I couldn't hear you that first part. Just repeat the first part, please.
For the 2004.
That question, what is the Massetti system?
Oh, Massetti. So Massetti is for your older files, because remember the web portal, you can only check for files from 2008, the year 2008. So anything before 2008 was registered on the Massetti system. So you only need the full names and surname of the deceased. And because we are not linked with each other, so if you are looking for 2004 file, you can, if you don't know if it's before or after June, you can still ask us, we'll check. Otherwise, you have to check with Pretoria.
Yeah. Jade is asking a question, and I'm sure the answer will just be to escalate it to the right people. If you scan the master's contract list, you'll see exactly who you can contact. Then I have the same problem, Pretoria. Jade, we are desperately looking for an agent in Pretoria. How do we gain access to the ICMS system?
No, the ICMS system is for the officials. That is our system that we use to register the estates.
Right. Good morning, all. What do we do if the Masters Pretoria is not helping? There's a major problem there, but unfortunately, Bea is not in a position to answer that. As I said, maybe we should ask the Chief Master's office to be one of our guest speakers at our next webinar. I'll work on that. Sorry?
There is currently an acting deputy master that's acting as master. It's Advocate Preshni Sital.
Okay. At the Chief Master or in Pretoria?
No, in Pretoria Master. So Advocate Preshni Sital.
Right. Sylvia, do you need an independent trustee for testamentary trust if there is no one appointed in the last will and testament? Unfortunately, I don't think Bea would be able to assist us with that.
I
Sabrina?
don't think so. I think it's only for a business trust where you need your independent trustee.
Sabrina, what do we do if the reference number on a file at the master's office and it appears on the title deed contains details in the file and of the deceased details of the file are incorrect? Sabrina, what do we do if the reference number on a file at the master's office and as it appears on the title deed contains details in the file and the deceased details of the file are incorrect? Sabrina, please contact me. Let's see if we can help you. I'm not sure exactly what you're asking there. Olivia Rudolph, with insolvencies, the required documents has to be sent via registered post to creditors and proof thereof has to be submitted at the master's office. How does it work when most post offices are closed down? Bea, I'm not sure if you can answer that. Doesn't fall under your.
No, that's a Deputy Master, Mr. Ruben Mapa.
Yeah. Cindy Botha, good day. We have an estate late matter where one of the heirs cannot be tracked down. The Home Affairs system shows that he is still alive, but the tracing agents can't seem to track it down. What is the procedure then?
His inheritance must be paid over to the Guardians Fund.
That's right, yeah. And if there's a property, then you need to make use of section 47 if you want to transfer it.
That's correct.
Sydney, pay to Guardians Fund, somebody's just answered. The QR code given, yeah, we've seen that. That will be updated. Yes, the 22 list is in the website. The email address for Bea is incorrect. Inga, that is why it's so crucial that the master online portal is working, as the banks also use that to confirm the appointment of the LD. Yeah, that's just a statement. Linky, morning. I have an estate from 2017 which has estate duty payable. Someone else was administering the estate of the previous spouse who died and so and so. Yeah, Linky, we can't deal with individual matters, so it makes it very difficult. So may I suggest that you speak to Bea directly or email her with that. Next question, has the DOJ considered that we have a system to upload documents for all correspondence and submissions and estate registration documents, and upon verification of the originals of the scanned docs that requested approval is issued? I'm not sure, Bea, if you can answer that.
I think it will be part of this online registration where the client will now register the estate and scan all the documents to the system themselves. I think it will be part of that project.
Dolores, I know you're dealing with the Johannesburg's master's office. Do you have any information regarding master's office? And I told that their system is not up and running and that the files are premises and files cannot be located. Okay, Dolores, we unfortunately Bea can't help. Can the master's office assist an heir if one sibling has somehow managed to put a deceased estate in his name without knowledge of the other heirs? I think that's.
Is it already, if it's already registered in the other heir's name, for instance, the immovable property, it's no longer in the estate and we can't assist, then you have to seek legal advice for rectification.
Absolutely. I agree with you. Laura, sorry to bring this up again. I'm just wondering now, if it is worth being part of the Attorneys Association to get info for the master, or would you recommend just waiting until the online portal goes live for everyone? Yeah, it will be good to have both, I think, Laura. I don't think Bea is in a position to answer that.
Yeah, it's the group is very informative. What I like about the group is how they advise each other on difficult matters, and also they update each other. You know, if the system is not working or someone is here at the office. So it's very. I like the group. It's a lot of information sharing. So I would advise to be on the group.
Richard, 99% of our current issues are with Pretoria. Yeah, Richard, we've answered that question. Kumo, I just want to thank the Master Johannesburg for online system, which assists in obtaining letters of executorship. The system is quick and one can get letters within 1 to 5 days. Thank you for the positive comments there, Kumo. Stacey, going forward, if I instruct my runners when lodging to confirm specifically which estate controller will be handling a specific matter, will this be the best course in respect to follow-ups being directed to the person handling the file directly, and then obviously at the same time to confirm the correct person department escalating if it becomes necessary? Bea, that's obviously the number system that they need to follow.
Yes, and I will make I'll make follow-up on the updated telephone list, because that's going to be very important to, like I say, because of the directive also, no official can deal with the number not allocated to him. Thank you.
Laura, also a positive comment. Bea, thank you so much for doing this for us, and you're looking amazing. Pauline, what is the state of the computer system at the Master's Office and Home Affairs, as they are linked? They are continually offline, and this holds up the progress in their state. Any comments on that, Bea?
That's why we're constantly on the WhatsApp group. We do have a technician on there that is in contact with Home Affairs if the link goes down. So they do have communication between us and Home Affairs. I can't tell you why Home Affairs is like this. I think some people feel like it's almost every day, but the link with Home Affairs is something that's not within our control, but it's definitely being investigated. So once the link goes down, immediately the technicians are following up with the Department of Home Affairs.
Right, thank you. Quarisha, thank you so much. Such a valuable session. Thank you for that, Quarisha. Then Sandra, will the Chief Master be issuing a directive regarding the completion of the beneficial ownership? Local Masters office say they cannot tell us anything in this regard. Again, I think we need to have another webinar, follow-up webinar with the Chief Master to answer all these questions. Bea, I don't know if you want to add anything to that.
Yes, I agree, because it came out, it was on our web portal, and like I said, I wasn't aware, but I'm not part of trust. But I think that would be ideal for the Chief Master to just update stakeholders on that one.
Then Megan is asking who the Chief Master is.
The acting Chief Master is now Mrs. Penelope Roberts until the end of July 2023.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you. Sylvia also just said thank you. And then somebody also said thank you so much. I'm going to share with my colleagues and clients. Jan L Jordaan, thank you. Awesome. Bea, thank you so much. I started off by saying that when I met you the first time, although it was via emails, you said that you wanted to make a difference. And I'm sure everybody, all the participants will agree that you surely are making a big difference. Please carry on with what you're doing, and we really appreciate you.
Thank you so much. And I always say it's not work if you love it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well done. Thank you. Mariette, can we issue CBD certificates? Yes, we will do that. We'll get you all of that. And then there's lots of thank yous. Very helpful. Thank you, Bea, Jan, Belinda, and I will be in contact with you. That's Sabrina. Thank you. Very informative. Thank you, everybody. I think that's it. It's 11:05. We always try to keep it to an hour. Thank you for taking part. And great, we'll chat soon. I'm definitely going to work on having a webinar with the Chief Master. Maybe what you could do is to send me a few questions that we can pose to the Chief Master. My address, or you can make it easy, is just Jan, or make it info@janljordaan.co.za. Maybe what I should do is go back to my email address. There you can see what my email address is. Please send me some questions that we can post to the Chief Master, and then soon we could chat to Penelope Roberts, I think it is, if she's available.
Roberts, yes.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful day, and God bless you all.